Okay, we are live.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this morning's Ancient Secrets Global Healing Call. My name is Ariona. I want to let you know this call actually originated from this wonderful book called Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. And this was written by Dr. Clint Rogers. And if you are new and you have not, or you've been here and you haven't had a chance to read this book, I highly recommend it. It's one you won't be able to put down, and it's just amazing. Everybody here will agree with me on that that's read it. So the call kind of originated from that. And we come together to discuss meaningful quotes from this book and to have some really wonderful discussions on the secrets of healing and also living life to your fullest potential, and they're just wonderful calls. I think I've been involved with the community now for, oh gosh, 3 years, and I just love these calls. And it's so great to be here with all of you. I can see you all joining in, and welcome. Today we have myself as host and Esther as co-host. And we have Katie doing some wonderful announcements. And we have a special guest that'll talk about the Bridge program. And of course, our wonderful tech team in the background, and Cornelia and Robin. And of course, then we also have all of you fabulous people that are here this morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's going to be wonderful. We want to put up the disclaimer. I want to, if you can put the disclaimer up, Robin, that would be wonderful. And so basically, the information shared on this call is intended for educational purposes only and is not meant to diagnose or treat any medical or emotional condition. So please see the medical disclaimer also in the beginning pages of the book and or on the website. And always talk to your doctor ahead of time before implementing any of the things that we might be talking about. So aside from that, our quote today, if we can put the quote up. So the quote today is, to become a true healer requires inner development, not just technical knowledge. So we will be having a discussion on this quote. And before we get to that, I wondered, Esther, would you like to welcome the new people on the call today?
I would, and that's just what I was typing in on the chat and about to post. If
Oh,
you're new, please let us know so we can welcome you. And we welcome everyone and love to hear where you're from. And if there's anything from your heart that you would like to just post to say hi, please do. We love the chat part going on as well. So, to this beautiful day, we give thanks and take it on.
absolutely. So Katie is going to be our wonderful announcer for special all these wonderful events that are coming up. So Katie.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I hope you're doing really well. We're so glad that you're here. And that's not an announcement. That's a general truth. We're just really happy to, it makes me so happy to see everybody's faces here and feel those connections. So there's a chance to connect in person in Sedona if you haven't already registered, and that's something that you feel drawn to and capable of doing. The gathering in Sedona this year's Unstoppable Love Celebration is June 10th, 11th, and 12th. And the topic is the time is now. So if you haven't registered, the time is now. There will be pulse consultation opportunities on the 5th, 6th, and 8th of June. And there still are a few spots, I think, available for those. I think it's going to be an amazing gathering. I'm sorry I won't get to be there in person, but I will certainly be there with you all in spirit. We also have the now self-guided courses, and there are several of them. You can start anytime. They're recorded. They are amazing. They're a wealth of information. One is the Ancient Secrets 101, which is a great introduction to the ancient secrets, going deeper into the topics in the book. There is the 100-day experience, which is a big commitment. It's 100 days. And based on my own experience and that of others, I can almost 100% guarantee. I mean, I want to say 100% guarantee it will change your life. The information there is just transformative on so many levels. And that's something that you can do anytime you have the inclination to do so and feel called. Trust that. The other two things that we have now that are self-guided are both the 7-day and the 30-day delicious detox. And Deborah Ann has done an amazing job of offering a really thorough education into not just how to do the detox, but why the detox works. And with the 30-day, you will come away with enough information and knowledge to know what foods to choose for your body and for your health and your goals. So those are both available for you anytime. The links are in the email, the newsletter that goes out, and maybe somebody will post them here. I don't know how to do that yet. And those are the announcements that I have. And so for the next part of this fabulous call, we have a special guest, Peter Melnick, to talk to us about the Bridge program. So Peter, if you're here, welcome, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
This is my second time joining the call. I'm from, again, just about 30 miles outside of Manhattan in northern New Jersey currently. And over the last couple of weeks have been working on a project with Hope to raise money for the Bridge project. The goal that we set was to raise $100,000. And we're doing it through something called our Race to 100. In June, I'm running a 100-mile ultra marathon. So the Race to 100 is to obviously complete this 100-mile race, to raise $100,000, and in the process save 100 lives. And then the thought behind that is there's about 50 children currently in the orphanages who have either aged out and now have to go and find a life, find their own way to independence, or are on the verge of. And the thought being, if we can raise this money, we can provide the resources that they need to bridge those children out of the orphanages and free up 50 beds, which will allow them to then take 50 children in who are currently living on the street. So it was a big, scary goal, and I'm losing quite a bit of sleep over it, but so far so good. One of the actions that I kind of mapped out as we put this together was the goal of doubling the amount that we raised each week till we got to the 100,000. So we just wrapped up week 4, and the goal for that week was to get to $16,000. I'm excited to say that we did that. We're at 16,715, which is really exciting. Thank you.
Awesome.
Now the next double, I didn't know how far we would get before this really, one of the reasons I set this goal is because I knew that there was no way to get to $100,000 by myself. There's no way I could figure it out. I don't have enough friends or relatives to hit up for money. So I didn't think we'd get to 16 as fast as we did. So I'm excited that we are here. But the goal was to double every week. So the next double was to go to 32,000. So now we are definitely reaching a point in this journey where I'm hoping to see kind of more expanded support, and I'm still working on some things to bring in some larger groups and individuals to hopefully help. And I was inspired. I have to share on Friday, I got to spend time chatting with Beverly, who is an amazing woman, and found out all about how she not only raised 4 of her own children, but fostered 100 children as well during her life, which is incredible. She is truly a saint. And Beverly has taken our Race to 100 international now. So she is creating her own Race to 100 in Calgary with a concert that she's going to be putting on with Renata.
Oh,
So much inspiration. Can we send Peter some energy and support for everything that
yes.
he's doing?
Yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you, Beverly, and both
Absolutely.
of you for all that you do for these kids. It's just awesome. Thank you.
No, I appreciate being able to be a part of this and getting to meet and interact with Dr. Clint and Hope and all that they're doing. It's really, really inspiring. And the connections that are being made through this is really such an amazing part of the process as well. So thrilled to be where we are. I will stop in every week to just kind of give an update on progress of what we're
Great.
doing, but we're asking everybody to think about what their own race to 100 could be. And it could be something as simple as reading for 10 minutes every day for 100 days and then sharing it on social media with that hashtag. And encouraging those around you to support our race to 100 because it wouldn't. I actually learned last week that when they built the Statue of Liberty, the biggest challenge for the US was to build the foundation. And we were 10 years behind when France was ready because we were struggling to raise the money. And then Joseph Pulitzer put on a campaign and he raised most of the $180,000 that was needed through donations of pennies from school children. So you really can accomplish amazing things when you get enough outreach and you find the right people who are interested in the same things. But it's a pretty awesome story. So thank you.
Very, very awesome.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Peter.
So we have a
Well,
new person with us today,
awesome.
Rossi. And I'm really, if you'd like to share with us how you heard about us and why you joined us this morning, we'd love to hear from you. And I hope I said your name right. And if I didn't, please correct me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Rosie. I am in Chicago. It's a cold day today. I was invited by Luke Sutton, who is
Ah,
here.
All
He has been
right.
saying I'm a part of a group with him, and he's been talking about how loving this community is. So I have wanted to come, uh, and I'm excited. I was dreaming about it last night, so here I am.
Oh, gosh, that's
wonderful.
great.
Good.
Thank you.
We have a custom, we rub our hands together and we send our love. And may we send our welcoming love to Rossi.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
Welcome.
yeah.
Hmm, wonderful.
Thank you so
Welcome,
much.
welcome.
Thank you. Great to
Well,
be here.
yeah, it's wonderful to have you here. It is such a loving community. It is just that's what brought me here. And actually Luke also was the one who introduced Ancient Secrets to me. So yeah, and I'm so thankful because this has become a large part of my life. It's great. So, without further ado, we have a great schedule here. And one of the things we're going to do is do a couple of what are called marmas. So, if you are new, what a marma is, and please join in anybody else and add to what I have to say about marmas. I love marmas, and they're like in a sense, like pressure points that you push, they're energetic points that you push, and that can create great emotional and physical healing. And would you like to start off with a couple of those and then I'll go after you? Or do you want me to start off, Esther?
You start off.
Me start off. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we have one called Vayu Mudra. And Luke, you can always add in if I miss anything on this one, because I look at you as the king of the Vaya Mudra. So Vaya Mudra, it actually, I did a little extra reading on it before the call. I didn't realize that it can also help with joint pain, knee, neck, and shoulder pain, and sciatica, believe it or not. That's a lot. And what I use it for, it also it can relieve nausea. And then there's a variation on it that is really good for just bringing down the vata, and that is getting you out of your head, okay? Or if I'm like hyped up emotionally, I do this mudra to calm me down. We have a few of those that can relieve anxiety. But this one for me does it the best. I usually do it when I can, right before I meditate. And that's why we put it here today, because we'll do a little meditation after we do some of these. But the Vaya Mudra is you get the camera correctly here. You're taking your index finger on both hands. Can you see this okay? There we go. And putting your index finger down. Now you've got these three fingers. You connect those three fingers with your thumb. So your index finger is down, you're connecting the other three fingers to your thumb. And you're just taking deep breaths as you do this, and you're going to push, especially the middle of the three fingers, and that way they all get in there on your thumb. You push 6 times. So we'll just do that together, and just shut your eyes if you will. You get a little more in tune that way. Take a deep breath, and then just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can, when you're doing this, do it for a set of 6. So why don't we do that? Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And deep breath. 6, 2, 3, 5, 6. I don't know how you feel right now, but boy, I feel different. And the one I really do that really brings down the emotional more is you're going to do 2 fingers. If you can tuck them in. Some people have difficulty doing this. You're sticking your first 2 fingers down, and now you're bringing the rest of those fingers together. And we'll just do that, and I'll do it a little quicker this time. We'll do that for a set of 6, 6 again. So take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Deep breath in. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another breath in. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And number 4. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 5. 5, 2, 3, 5, 6. And a big breath. 6, 2, 3, 4, 6. I don't know about you, but I am in a totally different state at this point. I love that one. And the other one I'll do is called the lung marma. If you look between your ring finger and your middle finger, go right in the middle, and you go down what would be 4 fingers. So you would go down 4 fingers. We're on our right hand, 4 fingers down, right down that crease. It's right at this point, right there. And we'll just do that 6 times, and we'll just do one set of 6 on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that helps your lungs in whatever way they need to be helped. But there is something interesting that I read, and that is on your left hand, you can find that same point for the lungs, but this one is good for breathing issues. So if you have trouble breathing, this is a good one for breathing issues. And again, you can use your thumb and you push right in there. And we'll do that for 6 times. Deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Very good. Very good. And sometimes we tap ourselves here on the left shoulder, and you just say, very good, very good. And you can tap yourself 6 times. Esther.
Yeah, or you were saying before you wanted to do a meditation after that. Do you
Oh,
still
should I
do
go
that?
ahead and do that and then you do? Yeah, we can do that.
That's what you would, yeah.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. 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 Either way was good for me. So yeah, as long as we're in this state, it's a good time to meditate. So we don't have any music today. So I'm just going to do a visual guided meditation. So for starters, just put your feet on the floor, ground yourself, get comfortable too. You know, you don't want to be all stiff, but you want to sit up straight. If that's hard for some of you, you can always lie down for a meditation too, you know, depending on where you're at with that. So whatever is comfortable, and then go ahead and shut your eyes and take a deep breath in and hold it for 2 seconds, and then let it out for 4. 1, 2. Deep breath in, hold it for 2, and then 1, 2. Again. And let it go. Do it again and hold it for 3. And let it all away. Breathe in again. Hold it for 3. I just let it out. One more time. Deep breath in. Hold it for 3. And let it out. And then go ahead and keep taking what I call rather circular breaths. So you're breathing in and out. And in and out. And just focus on your breath for a moment. And as you're sitting there, I want you to focus, if you would please, on the pause between your in-breath, pause, and your out-breath, and pause. And let's just keep focusing on that space between our in-breath and our out-breath. So breathe in and focus on that pause. So let's breathe in some golden light from the top of our head. Just this beautiful golden light, like golden flakes, just coming from the sky in all directions. They're coming in right at the top of your head. And as you breathe it in, they just come down through your body. And you see this gold coming into your head. And you feel your entire head, just the little muscles in your scalp and your face. And it's all starting to relax. Take a deep breath in. And you keep pulling this golden light down through your neck. And you feel your neck muscles relax. You feel your throat fully relax. On down, it feels like honey, just melting gold, moving through your shoulders, all the tension, and letting it go. Letting that gold continue down through your body, through your arms, your joints, your fingers, all the muscles relaxing. And it heals as it travels through your body. You feel it healing. It's got healing energy. Now moves down from your chest and your lungs, relaxing everything. Beautiful light comes on down through your stomach and your digestive system. Everything is feeling at peace. This light travels through all the cells, down to the mitochondria, to the molecules, to the empty space. Thoroughly going down, down, down through your abdomen, your beautiful organs. Take a deep breath. And it moves through your nervous system. Oh, your lymph system, your circulatory system. Your heart. You feel your heart pumping. Your beautiful heart that has kept you alive all this time. Pumps all the nutrients throughout your body. Beautiful heart. Feel now the energy moving all the way down to our feet, where we feel the grounding with the earth. Beautiful blue light from the earth, the grounding, and how we pull that blue light up. And again, it's another type of healing energy. We feel that rise up through our body as the gold and the blue intermingle. And we feel totally at peace. And we open our hearts. Right? It's okay to feel vulnerable. It's okay. You feel safe here. You feel safe. Take a deep breath in. And if you want to, repeat to yourself, I am peace. I am love. I am joy. And I am healed through and through. And so it is. Take a deep breath in. And just be in silence for a moment. And as you open your eyes, very slowly come back to here. But just be in silence for a moment and feel what you're feeling in your body. And as you open your eyes, hold on to this feeling. Beautiful people. Mm. Welcome back. Esther, would you like to do some marmots?
Well, I'd like to just thank you. That was definitely a very peaceful, deepening experience.
Hmm.
And I'm feeling, since we had marmas and this deep meditation, instead of going into more marmas right now, if it's okay with you, maybe we could pick up on the topic, and then
Sure.
after I do my share on that portion of it, I'll share my marmas so we can.
Perfect.
That's good. I'm so
That's
peaceful.
the flow.
I'm so peaceful.
Yeah, it's a wonderful place, isn't it? It's a
It
wonderful
is.
place.
It's a wonderful place. It's a wonderful place.
Sure. So let's go
Yeah,
ahead and go.
the topic.
Yeah, yeah. Do we have Robin? Can you put the quote up again? That's awesome. Thanks, Robin. Yeah. Let me hang on one quick second. Good cue for everybody to have a drink of water.
It's
uh, anyway, okay. So to become a true healer requires inner development, not just technical knowledge. And I chose this quote because it just rings so absolutely true for me 100%. Um, and I have a great story that comes out of the book, actually, with respect to this. Now, Dr. Giovanni was the person of who said this, and if you don't know Dr. Giovanni, he is just a joy and a love, and he spent 30 years with Dr. Naram practicing. He was a full medical doctor, just like Dr. Naram, and then he, joined Dr. Naram and learned all the ancient secrets. And if you go to Sedona, you will meet Dr. Giovanni, and he really, truly is just a light. Anyway, that was what his quote was. So the story I wanted to talk about was in the book. Dr. Naram, who also was a medical doctor before he got into Siddhaveda, and he, had graduated as a doctor from a university, and he had also taken, I think, a couple different. He got a couple different certifications in Ayurveda as well. So he had all the technical knowledge, and he was practicing as a doctor after all of that, and he just wasn't getting the results with his patients, and he just wasn't happy. He was feeling like a failure with his patients, and he had all that technical knowledge, right? And he was feeling like he just, and he gave examples in the book, like he'd say, well, it could be a tumor, well, but it could have been this, or maybe it's that. And then he'd go through the logical sequence. Well, it wasn't that, so now it's probably this, and we could treat you for that. And it was like all in his head. It was all the technical knowledge he'd absorbed. And he started not even being happy with his profession, and he wanted something more. And then this patient of his name was Shankar. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Shankar. And Shankar was a patient of his for 2 years. And he worked with Shankar for 2 years and did everything he could. And then all of a sudden, one day, Shankar wasn't coming anymore. And Dr. Naram thought, oh, finally, well, he must have healed. I finally healed somebody, and I could do, because he wanted to be able to contribute in the world. Dr. Naram, he wanted to heal. He wanted to do all these magnificent things, and really make a difference. And so he one day was out and about, and he saw Shankar after a couple of years, a little bit after a couple of years, and he meets Shankar and speaks with him and says, "Oh, you look," and he was kind of blown away, because it was like, "Wow, you look fabulous!" And "Wow, are you healed? What happened?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm totally healed. I'm totally healed of all these different things. I don't know. He had diabetes. He had all sorts of things going on, but he was healed of all of them." And Dr. Naram said, "Well, huh, um, gosh, I, I did you heal from what I had done?" And Shankar looked at him very straight in the eyes and said, "No, no, I wasn't getting healed. I gave it 2 years and I wasn't getting healed." And Dr. Naram was kind of like, "Wow, okay, well, what did you do?" And so what he did was he went to Baba Ramdas, who was a 115-year-old healer of Siddhaveda, who had the ancient secrets, and who lived by the ancient secrets. They were passed down, of course, generation to generation ever since Jivaka during Buddha's time. And so that's how he was healed. And he said, "Well, 115 years old, huh? Where do I find this guy?" And so Shankar told him. And Dr. Naram went, and that is where Dr. Naram's true learning really began with the Siddhaveda ancient teachings. And as many of you know who've been on these calls many times, you know, he had a lot of teachings from this Baba Ramdas, who was a master teacher, and master teachers don't mess around. You know, he had Dr. Naram cleaning toilets like crazy for days, humbling, you know, to learn humility, to learn, you know, so many different things, so many different lessons on so many different levels. And hence began Dr. Naram's inner development, which, you know, so many of us have engaged similar things in our lives, right? We go about life, we learn all this stuff, you know, I don't know about you all, but whether it's colleges, universities, I don't care. There's all the brain programming, you know, and trying to think it out all the time and trying to figure it out. And then you come to a point, and really there's the inner development, which is unwinding all of this, right? Like in Star Wars, you know, where, you know, Yoda's teaching Luke, and he says to Luke Skywalker, you have to unlearn what you have learned, you know, and you have to unwind it all, and therein begins your path, your inner path, uh, to your development. And along that road, you know, it's learning about ego and letting ego go, letting fear go, letting doubt go. And you have to address all those things that are all part of the programs in here. So that is what I wanted to share about the quote. And then I'm going to pass it over to Esther, who has a lot more wonderful things to say about this quote.
Okay, well, Ariana, thank you. I love that story as well, and I loved your meditation. And love is my keynote word as to what makes the difference between a technician or a classical, let's say, we often see this when someone has had a lot of classical training, whether it's voice or whatever the modality, definitely it can be in one of the healing arts and it knows all the textbook stuff there is to know. But the question then appears, well, what is the difference? And in my experience, it is the transmission of love. Uh, I am very blessed. I go to a couple people who do hands-on modalities, and the love flows through the palms. The love comes from the heart. There's connection, there's flow, there's, we could say, the water element. There's feeling and empathy. Same thing with the singing, you know, the chants, the songs that we love, the instrumental. Renara is perfect example in our community. When she tunes in, the what comes through her, even though she has the expertise of, you know, she comes from the Russian lineage that includes Rachmaninoff, you know, amazing Tchaikovsky. Yet when she comes through, not only does she have all that classical capacity and brilliance, it's the heart quality. And what makes that heart quality? Well, a lot of it is the intention, the inspiration, and the willingness, like you're saying, you know, the openness too. And I'm thinking that I want to pass on this ball, like you know, we're in a circle here, and boom, to someone else, that whatever you want to share on this topic of what your experience is of what constitutes, you know, the difference, the healing, something you've experienced, it coming to you, or that you, where you've been in the position maybe of the giver, the healing. And I think the other thing I just want to say before passing it on is that I've come to really deeply recognize we've been trained in a sense of duality in so many cultures. And polarity isn't duality. The you know, the in breath and the out breath are not separate. So one of the other things I would say that makes the difference, you know, I'm making kind of this infinity sign, is that we realize that it's not the outer tide and the inner tide, the out breath and the in breath. They're not separate. It's one current, and which makes the field. And in realizing that it slices through, the quote duality, it slices through the sense that opposites are to be in some kind of fighting modality with each other and instead are complements. So it just seems to me that love is that magical divine mother component that whatever the modality is makes the transformation from any kind of technique to really being healing. So, folks, please, 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 we love to hear from you. That's what makes our community so exciting, that we get so many people, sharing it. And I see Deborah's hand up, and take it away, Deborah Ann, please.
Thank you, Esther, and thank you, Ariona. This is such a great topic. Um, this week I heard shared that Dr. Naram shared that, expertise doesn't necessarily make a good healer. He was aware of a healer that was being trained in Siddha Veda and pulse healing that could read a pulse like nobody else. Like nobody else. He was the best. I mean, so much the best that I think Dr. Naram might have been a little jealous. But he couldn't heal anyone. People didn't get better because he could diagnose them, because he knew. And I thought that was fabulous because, as you said, Esther, it is who you are and the love that you connect with in the other person. It's not what you know, it's who you are that makes the healer. Can you connect to that other being? Can you feel what they feel? Can you experience what they're experiencing and not put a name to it, as we've have other quotes about not naming something, but actually feel into it and let the lineage be delivered through you as you midwife, bringing through. If your brain is so busy answering the question of what they need to do next, there's no way for you to let that new information come through because you don't know it all. Anyway, thank you for sharing. It really is who you are. Great topic. Thank you.
So beautifully said, Deborah Ann. So beautifully said. Thank you. And I see Schiffer's hands up.
Thank you. Thank you both for what you shared. I got a lot out of the meditation, and I'm not sure exactly how to say this, but there was something that you said that it was about the love, that you have to do the inner piece. And I've been focused on that a lot with somebody in the larger community. And it's been a great challenge to me, I would say, because I see certain things going on in the outside world, especially in the Middle East, and I feel heartbroken about that. And especially when it's done in my name. And so what I understand about that is that if I can heal on the inside, and I was crying as we were doing this exercise because I have a lot of crying, and as a lot of us do, but if I can well up with love inside, starting for myself and for everyone else, and hold the other feelings, which might be anger, which might be hurt, which might be grief, which might be rage or even hatred. If I can hold those feelings, not act them out, but hold them in a spirit of love, and I can then give that love to myself first, and then share that love with you. And then when I go out into the world, I can bring that to other people at the same time. And so in this moment, I am holding that love first for myself. I am holding that love for everyone in this community who has loved me so well, despite my many failings. And I am also holding the people in my life that are having such challenges, my friends who are homeless. I'm holding it that my life can get way, way better in so many ways, that it can go to my mother who's ill now, that love will reach my mother, that my love will reach my dear friends Harold and Dakota, that my love will reach the people that are in prison right now, and that my love will reach the children in Nepal, our love, and that our love will reach all the places, and particularly, it's all over the world, but particularly, I am holding the people of Gaza in my heart. And I am seeing in some unimaginable way that blockade being broken so that people can eat and live and have joy, and that can spread to the rest of Palestine and Israel, and that love can fill the world. There isn't a contradiction. And I
Amen.
just send that love to us all. Thank you.
Shifra, Shifra,
Oh
Shifra.
my gosh. Awesome,
Amen.
Shifra.
Amen and hallelujah.
Oh,
And
that's just the most beautiful share.
just acknowledging your incredible transformation and wisdom that you
Yes.
just shared and you're sharing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
gonna, this is, I think, Ian, we're talking about doing more marmas. This is time for one of the marmas I would like to share, which is the bottom part of our ear, we squeeze, and this is for self-love. Many of us have been taught that self-love is egotistical. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about connecting to the divine essence that we are. That we not only do we, love is not something that we have, love is something that is who we are, that in my experience is the essence of life itself on whatever level. And often we hear, it's been said a lot, but if you're in a situation in a plane and you're traveling with your kids, you need to put on your oxygen max first so you can take care of those around you. Likewise, that metaphor, that analogy goes just what you were saying, Shifra, that, we look in the mirror for peace, but what are we first and foremost? It's the peace in our own heart. And we're going to end this call, I think, with hopefully my alchemist song. And in that, there's a lyric that just speaks directly to that. That when we get back to that feeling, that knowing, that first and foremost, we we develop, we incubate, that deep peace that's our true nature, and then emanate that out. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's do squeezing 6 times on those lobes. For the peace within, first one. Knowing the peace within creates the peace without, second one. Knowing that peace and love are inseparable at their core, 3. 4, inseparable from the beauty of life, inseparable. And then 5, from the joy in life, all one. And that knowing this, living this, breathing it is wisdom. 6. And just celebrating your wisdom, that what you just expressed, your transformation, and that same thing reflected in all of us, each one of us, cells of Mother Gaia, cells of each other, reflections. And Susan and Joseph, you're
Can
next
I
in
say
line.
quick? I just want to say one quick thing because it is so beautiful how everything is just tying together. Because Schiffer, what you shared and your transformation, and how it's again the inner development, which ties into the quote. It's the inner development. It's what you've been talking about, Esther, because the true healing, the inner development, the true healing of self, the coming back to the love that we really are. And then when we really do that and are that, it ripples out And that's when the healings happen. That's when you understand, if you're doing healing with someone, you become them, like Deborah Ann shared. You know, you have that interaction with that other person, and you're understanding, and you're being there with them, hearing them, loving them, because it's come from here out. It's just everything tying together so beautifully in this call. I just needed to say that. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Joseph.
Thank you. Thank you all. And I love the concept, and just kind of wanted to maybe tweak it a little bit. Inner development. You know, we all talk about, are you doing your work? You know, all these things. And, you know, it's like just this concept of trying to, you know, make yourself something or achieve something. And my tweak is, Dr. Naram, you know, always the famous things, the two things that are the biggest obstructions to becoming and realizing our selves. One of them is ego. So this concept of inner development and making yourself something and doing your work, it's, for me, there's a place I see it, it's actually development.
Yeah.
You know, if you develop yourself, you have to get, I have to get out of my own way, get out of my head, get out of my ego. I am not the healer, right? I'm just trying to make the connections. I'm trying to be the conduit. The healing comes from the source. I'm not the source. I'm a part of the source. You know, if in at my best, I try to connect to source, right? Which I'm always connected to source. It's me who gets in the way and forgets those things. So just yeah, just, you know, I'm working on developing myself, because if I can disappear from the formula and let the love and let the healing and let the compassion and let those things be present, um, that's where the healing happens, you know? So
That's
thanks.
beautiful. So that's a great distinction, and a great it's like being it, because when you're connected with source and you've left the ego behind, you can be it
Right.
instead
I
of
mean,
thinking about
so
it, doing the work, doing the work.
yeah. I mean, Naram's three things, right? I mean, there's knowing. Well, that's your technical stuff. Okay, it's great to have the skills. You know, I mean, you got to have the skills. You know, you want your surgeon to know what the hell they're doing, right? But then there's the doing, and then the being, right? So if being is in his frame beyond the knowing and the doing, because it just is, and that's the place of getting out of my own way. Thanks, Ariana.
Thank you.
I just want to say, actually, the inversely of that, what you just said, I love what you just said. I love what you just said. And it's, if we go the other way around, that the being truly is who we are.
Mhm.
And then out of that, the being in the doing and the knowing, or aspects, you know, it's like taking the glove inside out. And depending on which perspective you're coming from, if you're coming from, you know, the kind of indoctrination we've had to the illusion and that we're a separate me, then you're going to travel back to the being. But if you could, you know, shed like the snake, that skin of that conditioning, and recognize we already are the being, then of course that source is what's flowing through to the other. I just love the way you said it.
Well, we are human beings, right?
Yes.
Not human doings.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Cornelia.
Yeah, I agree with everything that has been said. And for me, when it comes to where's healing really coming from, and for me, from my own experience working with people, it is always coming from a different place that is outside of me. And I so resonate with what Dr. Noram said, that he's just a midwife. So for me, it's actually going into this place of, I have all my tools, but and the knowledge, but it is in the moment that I'm with somebody else. It is actually just opening up to listen to what is there in the field. And sometimes it's absolutely mind blowing what shows up as an answer that I actually didn't have, that I didn't even know about. And I'm speaking things and I know things and I have tools and know where to put my hand that I even didn't know. So where's that coming from? And it's this opening up to what is, and it's coming through me at that moment because I'm open. And this is so what Joseph just said. The moment we are in the ego that I am the healer, it's not coming. I have to step out of the way in order for it to flow. And it's always great to have a lot of tools, but then to listen to what is actually needed in the moment, that is really the art of healing, is to be in the present moment and to be open to receive what the message is in that moment and for that person. And that for me is what Dr. Noram was so incredibly good at, that he could connect so deeply with that person and to what's coming through him that he could sense what is needed in the moment. And it's so often beyond the body. It's so much I'm just coming out of stillness. I was just in silence for a few days, and I felt again the depth of what silence does when we really step out of the noise and let go of that and just connect to what is.
Yeah, that's so beautiful, because it's like, that's the connection, right? That's the connection with source. And there's all the knowledge of the world forever is up with source, right? And it's like when we let go of the body, our ego, everything, and just like what Joseph and you have been talking about, is, you know, that's when we have that connection, and information comes that's beyond anything we would have thought of, because it's coming from all that information, from all of everything. And when we open the conduit, it can come in. It's just beautiful. Thank you, Cornelia. It's beautiful.
Yep. It's the
And
magnetism. It's like the listening and the stillness and the silence becomes the magnet that brings sound in. It's like, again, the electromagnetic, they're not separate. You know, the masculine, the feminine, the divine masculine, feminine, the cosmic divine feminine, they're not separate. And wow, the power of silence and stillness and listening is one of the greatest powers of healing, I think. So I see hands, or there's more hands here. Susan, is this you or Joseph this time? Still with your hand up, or from
It's
before?
me with, it's me with a quickie.
Okay. Welcome again.
And my quickie is about unblocking. Dr. Naram called it unblocking. And I just wanted to, my quickie is that in Sedona, we're going to be doing unblocking work, because it's not that things are out there for us, but things are always inside. It's all inside each one of us. And all what we need to do is, unblock, open to what's already here. Everything I need is already with me. And as we're preparing for Sedona, things are coming up for me that are like, whoa, that's a huge block. And just the process of being able to name my block and to see it outside of me, that it isn't who I am, has been really profound. It's a profound process. So in this beautiful unconference we're going to have, there's going to be lots of different ways that people can unblock and then open to what's inside that wants to be expressed through you. So that's my quickie. Thanks.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Deborah Ann, looks like you've got something there that you would like to share.
Yes. Gosh, beautiful sharings. All of them are so beautiful. And one of the things, Joseph, you brought up for me was recognizing what Dr. Naram said about in this journey, we get to be confronted by our ego and our fear. And one of the things that I am really aware of as I look at the world, and I'm specifically speaking of plants, is they don't, to become that beautiful flower, the only thing they're doing is taking what's presented to them, which is the earth, the minerals, the microorganisms around them, the sunlight, the rain. They're not really doing anything but being. And my life has taught me that it's what are you feeding your mind? That's what you have in your control. What are you feeding your body? That's what you have in your control. The growth and the blocks that come up, I know that the divine brings them up when they're ready to be unblocked. The divine brings the experiences you need to face your ego. And it's resisting seeing ourselves, which causes the pain. But that inner development was so beautifully expressed by Shifra. And I just want to thank everybody for their sharing. I'm done.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Are we, anybody else want to do a share? Are we going to go into breakout groups? Cornelia or Robin? And before we do that, let's all send love.
We still have a song to play, Esther. Do you
Oh,
want to
we
speak?
do. Esther, your song. Apologies.
It's called The Alchemist Song. And I love that the discussion. I love the way it feels like the icing on the cake of the discussion. And as Ariana was saying, it's amazing just to see how having an intention and a focus, the quote, from and then how it just comes into being. So just to synchronicity and that the whole is so much more than the sum of the parts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Cornelia, are you going to put it on?
Yes, I am going to
And
play it now.
if in the old days, when we got to see everybody's faces while the music's playing, can we do that? Is that possible?
Yeah.
I'd love to see everybody.
We all are alchemists, we are the chemistry to finally create peace on earth, set our souls love free. Let's open up our hearts and minds, embrace diversity, appreciate our differences, we are all meant to be. It's now the time to usher in a brand new chivalry, respect and care throughout the earth for the whole community. We are one web of light, our purpose is to weave a tapestry full of love, divine luminosity. We all are alchemists, we are the chemistry to finally put an end to war, set our deep love free. Let's begin with inner peace, it starts with me and you, as we release our hidden fears, our worries and our doubts, bring deep respect and care throughout the earth for the whole community. We are one web of life. Our purpose is to weave a tapestry full of love, divine luminosity. A tapestry full of love throughout the whole community.
Mm.
Esther, was that you singing?
Yes, that is
Wow,
the song.
beautiful, so
That's
beautiful.
my song, my CD, Mother Earth Calls.
Ah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank
Thank you.
the opportunity to share it.
Thank you for sharing it. Beautiful. Well, for those that are new, we have this tradition to say, I love you and I'm with you as we progress. And we encourage you all to go to breakout groups. They're wonderful. And we will be heading into our groups. They'll just wonderful tech team. Thank you all. Those of you on the tech team, thank you, Esther, thank you, all of those of you who shared and all of those who didn't share. I love you all and thank you so much for this amazing day.
I
It
love
does
you
take
and I'm
all of
with
us.
you.
I love you and I'm
And
with
I'm
you.
with
I'm with
you.
you, and
I'm with
everything
you. I love
itrem.
you and
Thank
I'm
you,
with
Love you,
you.
and
thank
I'm
you.
with you.
I love you and I'm with
Love
you.
you,
everything
love
itrem.
you.
And I'm with
I love you,
you.
and I'm with
I
you. And you
love
everything
you and I'm with
Love you,
you.
itrem.
I
I
love
love
you.
you
love
and
you,
I'm
and I'm
with
Love
with
you,
you.
you.
I
love
Love
you,
you and
love
I'm
you and
with
I'm
thank
with
you.
I
you.
you.
love
Love
you,
you,
and
I
I'm with
love
you.
you and
אני
I'm
love
with
אוהב
you.
אתכם,
I
ואני
you,
love
איתכם.
you
And
and
I'm with
I'm with
כל
you.
אחד.
you.
הם.
Okay. Now we open up the breakout rooms. So we can all go into the breakout rooms.